Another beautiful FBA Sunday afternoon. Jesse O and Alvin Delvey bringing you FBA action in this triple header coming off of a beautiful 4th of July weekend. Alvin, let's bring you in here. We have two teams that played last weekend. The Tampa Gunners are the visitors, and the St. Pete Tide are the home team. The St. Pete Tide in their white jerseys with the black trim and black letters. The Tampa Gunners in their gray jerseys, gray trim, gray letters. And as they meet at center court for some high fives, one thing that has to be said about this game starting out is that St. Pete only has 5 players to use today.
And that is very interesting because they played each other before and they were able to come out on top. So you wonder if they're trying to rest their guys, kind of what you see in other leagues where they try to give guys rest and things like that. So they're really coming shorthanded, and with the 6-1 record, let's see if it works out for them.
So St. Pete coming in at 6-1, Tampa 0-5. They are the only defeated team left in the FBA. The tip off at center court, the ball is live and it comes right over into us and out of bounds. So taking it out from the near side is going to be Dominic Johnson, who's going to get his first start of the season for the St. Pete Tide, and he passes over to Aaron Richards. So they're going to be rounded out by Marcus Russell. Now with the ball in his hand, Mike Scalco. A few dribbles in by Johnson. He throws it up, no good. And Ensign Garcia grabs the rebound. Victor Kwan rounds out the starters for them. And down low, the first 2 points of the game go in for Dylan King. And so Dylan King will be a big headline story for them. The last game they played in against Gainesville, there was a mighty scuffle between King and Anthony Brooks for the Gainesville Mighty Oaks, who we will see later today. Johnson up with the right hand for his 2 first points of the game. Danny Rodriguez playing down low alongside Daryl Mercer Jr., who will pass left. He gets his first start of the season. Ashley Thomas for a 3 left side. And to round out the starters for the Tampa Gunners is going to be Ensign Garcia. So Thomas, Garcia, Rodriguez, King, and Mercer Jr. in the game for the Tampa Gunners. Johnson, Russell, Richards, Scalco, and Kwan, the only players in for St. Pete. So it looks like St. Pete's going to have a tough go of it. Nate Gill, the coach of the St. Pete Tide, is going to have to figure something out here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon in hurricane season Florida.
And this is going to be very interesting. We're seeing right now, Tampa's coming out extremely aggressive. You see them trapping early on. Right now you see them trapping before he even reaches half court. So a 3/4 court trap leaves a wide open man, but that's going to be interesting because if they're put that pressure on St. Pete, they have no substitution. So they're going to be winded, and St. Pete is going to be able to do, or Tampa's going to be able to do exactly what they just did by banging home a trifecta with Danny Rodriguez. So they're going to have a nice little action offensively because they can sub guys in and out. So they can keep that pressure on the Tide early and often.
Ball sails out of bounds there. Danny Rodriguez hits the 3, shooting around 38% on the season from beyond the arc. Not bad.
Not bad at all. And he is their main 3-point shooter. He comes in and you know what he's going to do with the basketball once he gets it. He moves it around, but he also likes to knock down the tray balls, and he sinks in the shorter corners and knocks it down pretty well.
Richards down low, tapped out of bounds.
Another interesting point with them having no substitutions, you really have to watch foul trouble. So coming into the game, Tampa can be very aggressive. They can really try to get fouls. They can play very aggressively offensively and just all around play lights out with physicality and things of that nature, because if one guy gets fouled out, it's over.
That is true. I mean, if you're Tampa, you just go right at them, right?
You go right at them. And that's what they're doing. You see them attacking some seams.
Rodriguez off the front side. And here comes Johnson going the other direction.
This is really going to start to matter in the later half of this game. You're going to see in the third quarter, when people are typically tired, you're winded, the ball is moving, fast break scenarios, it's really going to matter. Because right now they're filling each other out, they're getting in and out of sets. But when they start to ratchet that tempo up, it's going to be a huge difference maker.
From the left elbow, shot missed by Marcus Russell, and Dylan King the rebound. So here come the Tampa Gunners going the other direction. Up top, Mercer Jr. now. A nice give and take as Dylan King goes to the line and draws the foul.
The Miami, Florida native being very aggressive on that block, knowing exactly what the deal is with this game, going right at him, going up strong, getting 2 shots at the line.
So Dylan King from the line this season, 55%.
Typically splits them. That's tough. You want to be a little higher than that, but man, as long as he stays aggressive in this game, it could matter so much. You see them calling their timeout right here.
So as they take a timeout, we will take a timeout as well on the floor. 9.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter. It's a 9-2 ball game. The Tampa Gunners have an early lead in this one.
Burgers, fries, and shakes, Oviedo Mall. Best burger you'll ever eat. It's worth the drive.
So something we're not used to seeing here, Alvin, is an early lead for the Tampa Gunners, who are 0-5 on the season. Obviously, they've seen the St. Pete Tide already, but they lost last week to this team. And St. Pete only with 2 points and 5 players.
So it's definitely going to be a hard-fought battle. It's going to be an arduous task for St. Pete to come out with this 5 and make things work. So for Tampa Gunners, they have all the momentum. And right there, you see them force a turnover with that aggressive 3/4 court trap that they've been running. And that's all they have to do realistically is they stay very aggressive. Look at the bench. They have a full roster, whereas on the other side, we just have coaches. So they stay aggressive, they'll win this game.
Nice cut down low. I don't know why Mercer Jr. tried to do a reverse with that one. It almost looked like he passed up on an open layup. Pass over to the right side. Russell out to Richards. Now Richards dancing. Scalco left side. And a nice over and under by Dominic Johnson getting to the rack.
Great ball movement on that last possession, leading to a nice attack by Dominic Johnson getting it up and in.
Rodriguez, a spinning move down low. Good job of getting past his defender.
Grown man strength right there by Danny Rodriguez.
Rodriguez with 5 points now. And a hook shot missed inside by Marcus Russell.
That has to be kind of nice for the Tide, though. You know you're not going to get subbed out. You could just play your game. It's your world. Rock out, because you can't get subbed. You got an egregious turnover, doesn't matter. You're not getting subbed. But on the other end, you know, you're gassed, you're not getting subbed. So definitely going to be a hard-fought battle for the Tide, and they're going to need a couple of ice bags after this one.
They're also each going to be playing 48 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
That is so long. Ice baths, Epsom salt, they're going to need it all. Maybe even a trip to the massage parlor.
So Russell now with his first point in the FBA this season. A 12-5 ball game. Dominic Johnson has 4 of those 5 points for St. Pete. Danny Rodriguez shooting over his defender and making it. He made it over Scalco.
And that's a mismatch. Oh, yeah! If you're the Gunners, you love that matchup, and Danny is eating from that.
King with the rebound. Ashley Thomas with the lay-in on the other side. Thomas with 5 points. Ball turned around and turned over by St. Pete.
And right now you're witnessing Tampa Gunners. They're playing for their first victory in the FBA season. So you see them coming out with that hunger. They see a wounded St. Pete Tide right now. They just lost to them. They're playing all out, and it doesn't seem like St. Pete is reciprocating that energy.
I mean, they got to conserve what energy they have at this point. Inside, Richards gets around King, and a blocking foul on the floor. It's nice to be here with you on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday morning actually for us, and pretty much wherever you're tuning in, it probably is morning unless you're in Europe, in which case, have a great rest of your night. Richards from the free throw stripe makes his first shot of the ball game. So the guard standing at 6'2" from the free throw stripe. He's been one of their game changers so far this year and knocks them both down, but 60% from the free throw line, 53% from the field, and 50% from beyond the arc. So he's a shooter for sure.
Definitely, he's their X factor. When he has a good game, they win.
Rodriguez using his size. And I like that sprint back on the other direction. What on earth?
That was that WWE.
Richards, other side, puts it through. He's now got 4. Rodriguez, though, with 9 points already. Right corner, Ashley Thomas for 3. The high arcing 3 goes in.
Wow, they are making their shots at a high clip. 21 points so far, and they are not slowing down.
Quan misses that one, and he's going to tip that around. Ensign Garcia brings it down. Mercer Jr., a long 3 left wing, and that one might have been a little too confident in that.
Definitely.
But here's Richards, other side, up with the left hand, no good. Trying to be tipped in, and a foul on the floor. That's on Mercer.
Now that possession, good job at least fighting for the board and then getting back to the line. But man, we have to talk about Tampa on the offensive end. They're shooting lights out so far. They have 21 points in with 6 minutes left in this game, in this first quarter. So for them, this is uncharacteristic. They don't typically score as efficiently as they are right now. Granted, St. Pete is a little short-handed, but man, they're still shooting the ball and getting it up and in.
Richards from beyond the arc. It's a bad man. 7 points for Richards. Ashley Thomas up top. Ashley Thomas for 3. And no good on that one. Here's Dominic Johnson going the other direction. Richards again for 3. And that one's just off the front side of the iron. The rebound and the put through by Marcus Russell. He's now got 3 points. Richards, 50% from 3 so far this season. And he's split the first 2 he's taken so far. The numbers do not lie. A 21-14 game. Richardson, left corner. Rodriguez playing more minutes than he usually does in the first quarter. And that one's off the front side. Richards through traffic, fouled by Ashley Thomas.
Good job in getting back on transition, and he didn't like what he saw, so he fouled him. And that is a very high IQ play, understanding where you're lacking on defense and just getting the foul, getting on the ground so that they could go up for 2. Actually, he's shooting, so that was a tough foul. Take all of that back.
Richards now with 8 points, and I mean, we could talk about all the guys that St. Pete is missing, but now they've not had Dave Butler for a couple of weeks. They've not had Romeo Edwards for a few weeks. They haven't had Mike Butler for a few weeks.
They've been very short-handed, and it creates a lot of interesting topics you want to find out, like what's going on internally. However, they're still playing winning basketball.
Rodriguez having himself a game. Our resident DJ Khaled lookalike is on it today.
Another one. He wanted another one. You saw
that. He hit another one. (24-15) ball game, and a timeout taken on the floor. Coach Nate Gill needs to give his guys a little bit of a break. 5 players to play 48 minutes. We'll see if they can make it in the long run.
Hey, what is up, everyone? My name is Susie, and I'm a full-time partner streamer on Twitch.tv. I've made it my mission to help gamers win in every area of life. So whether it's helping you win in gaming by teaching the latest tips and tricks on whatever games you might be playing, helping you win in fitness through my daily fitness streams, or even just helping you win in your week, we're building genuine community, and we've got a place just for you. So I want to encourage you right now to follow me over at twitch.tv/SusieLive. I stream Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and we hope to see some of you soon.
(24-15), 9-point lead for the Tampa Gunners, who might have had a little bit of an easy go of it here so far in the start of this game, but maybe St. Pete and the guys on the floor for them right now, and the only guys that will be on the floor for them, can really make this one out alive. But they turn the ball over there, and Reggie Lowe puts it through.
Jesse, it's only going to get worse from here. Every time as the game goes on, they're just going to sub guys in. In Tampa, they know they play great defense. Look at that block by Watson.
Here's Richardson pushing in transition, and Richardson will take it coast to coast, and Tampa looking like a well-oiled machine already.
This is the beginning of the end. We are witnessing
foul against the Tampa Gunners. 2 shots for Richards.
Interesting right there, because that's right at that half-court line. So that's a very interesting call. But, man, this is the beginning of the end. This is basically looking at a lion getting ready to pounce on a gazelle. Like, you're looking at the gazelle like, okay, he looks very graceful, but you see the lion. You know the lion's there. And then the lion's running towards the gazelle, and you just want to tell the gazelle, get up and go. And this is what we're seeing right now. As soon as they came out of this timeout, immediately turnover by Richardson, immediate pass to Lowe, cutting, get a bucket. We're still in the first quarter, and they have 28 points. Jesse, do you remember a time where the Tampa Gunners had 28 points in the first quarter?
I cannot, but they're really hunting, you know, to kind of go back to your metaphor. They're hunting for their first win now, which I love.
This is great basketball by the Gunners. Their shots are falling. Everything's working for them.
Reggie Lowe misses that 3.
I shouldn't have said it. I forgot.
Yeah.
It's been a while, Jesse.
It's been a sec. But it's good to be here. It's fun to be here. And Jerry Pettit, our fantastic producer, director, engineer, and resident NOS Energy drinker is on hand with us today. He trimmed his beard a little bit. It's not as biblical anymore.
Yeah.
But that's all right. Somebody lost their headphones on the floor. Right in the middle of the floor. They don't look like beats, and I'm hoping they don't get stepped on. Richards creates the turnover, now spins into the lane, and Richards goes up with the left hand off the steal, and now has 11 points. An 11-point ball game, and the headphones are off the floor. Whose were they, do we think? I'm going Malik Watson. He looks like a music guy.
I'm thinking Richards, because you saw the showmanship. He was reaching for him when he grabbed the back of his locks to get the lefty up and in. A little showmanship, maybe reaching for him. Who knows?
Richardson, the pass left. And a double dribble by Mike Coffey. Coffey, so far this season, in his limited minutes, 9 points per game, and a timeout taken on the floor. Nate Gill needs a little bit more rest. A 10-point game with 4.5 minutes to play in the first.
Holy cow, it's Nova Rex, the 80s legends. I want the keto. I want the double Diablo.
Cheddar bacon. I'll take a double cheeseburger with extra cheese.
To go! Here you go, boy. Hey guys, I play a little guitar myself. How about me joining the band? Show us what you got, man. What's up, dudes? What do you think?
Yeah, man, it's pretty good, but you need more hair.
But the Mooyah burgers were great. Y'all burgers rock!
And coming out of this timeout is very essential for the Tide to use all of their timeouts because they have to break this press often and early.
Richards falls down as he spins into the restricted area. Malik Watson going the other way, pressing. Reggie Lowe, left corner, Coffee for three. Good! Mike Coffee with his first 3 points. A 31-18 game. Malik Watson the steal. Watson, Coffee, Reggie Lowe the extra pass, back to Coffee, another wide open three. Good! Coffee back to back.
That is beautiful basketball by Tampa Gunners. Moving the rock, passing from a good shot to a great shot. Coffee banging home 2 trifectas after 2 turnovers.
Now inside. Marcus Russell got into the lane. He's got 5 points. Reggie Lowe dancing, lost the handle of it as it goes out of bounds on the baseline. And here we go the other direction.
And this is what we're going to see from Tampa Gunners in this entire game. They're going to press hard. Now they've moved it from a 3/4 court press to a full court press. And now you see them just waiting to trap as soon as he crashes that half-court line.
Russell, very long 2 from the right corner. And Coffee the rebound, he'll push ahead, and that one's turned over. Scalco pulls that one away, a 14-point lead for the Gunners still.
Look at the energy Tampa has to play with versus the St. Pete Tide they're forced to play with.
Victor Kwan, a catch and shoot from the left elbow is good. Those are Kwan's first 2 of the game.
That's a beautiful elbow jumper by Kwan, knocking it down regardless of what's going on around him.
Victor Kwan shooting 33% from the field so far this season, but his team now trails by 12. Low from the left wing into Ricardo. Tried and up and under. Richardson puts it through.
Richardson is having himself a game. Immediately checked in the game, got a steal, forced a turnover, and right there you see him just hustling on the offensive end and getting a nice mid-range jumper.
Good set of passes there, but St. Pete can't come away with the basket, but a foul on the floor for Victor Kwan.
It's easy to tell that this is the Tampa Gunners game to lose. You see them just explode on these spurts of just sheer defense and will, turning it into offense, turning it into points. And on that possession, you see Ricardo have a nice handle, get to the spot, miss the layup, and you see Richardson just hustle and get his ball back, put that up and in, and that's how the Tampa Gunners play. And right now, versus a short staff St. Pete Tide team, it seems like it's all for naught.
Kwan misses the free throws, 36-22, a 14-point lead. Reggie Lowe, heard me say that, and hit a 3 right in my face.
Their shots are falling. Look at this defense. Great defensive pressure by the Gunners.
Richards inside, turned over. Coffee pulled that one away. Now Coffee looking ahead through the traffic. 3 defenders behind him. Pass ahead to Ricardo. The give off down low to Watson. Reggie Lowe, another 3. And that one's just off the front side, a 39-22 game.
This is a new Tampa team, though. You see how many passes are in one possession, even on a fast break.
Johnson loads up and hits the 3.
With the tongue out, Johnson is feeling himself after that one. They're only down 14 with 5 guys in the first, so this is a very high-scoring game, and we'll see how they can react later on when the fatigue starts to wear in.
Watson a take inside, and he missed the shot from the free throw line. 1:37 to play in the first quarter, a 14-point deficit for St. Pete, who's only lost 1 game so far this season, but they haven't played a game yet with only 5 players. Richards up top, maybe that's the fatigue factor, and passes are getting a little more sloppy for the St. Pete Tide. Reggie Lowe credited with the steal, and Reggie Lowe couldn't take it in on the inside, and a foul down low.
Definitely fatigue plays a point when it comes to passes. Really all aspects of the game, you're going to start to see IQ errors later on in this game, because when fatigue wears in, the whole game changes for you. You can't do certain things, and that creates opportunity for the other team to really facilitate and make big plays. Richards
again from the line. He's got 11 points already in the game. And as Alvin said earlier, he is one of their X factors and does a great job of pressing in transition as he gets up and down the floor. I just wasn't going to talk about his free throws, but he missed the first one anyway.
At this point, it really doesn't matter because, man, they have to be gassed. Typically, Nate likes to sub guys in and out early on in this game, so they're going to see tremendous minutes. They are all pulling a KD, which is very uncharacteristic. No, I don't think anyone in this league has done that so far. So for them, it's going to be really having to dig deep, and they're going to feel like the fourth quarter, but it's going to be halfway through the second.
Coffee for three from the left elbow. That one's off the mark. And here's Johnson, other side, trying to take it coast to coast, and the tip in by Richards is good, 13 points.
Gotta give kudos to the Tide players because they are fighting. Richards on that last possession, chasing it down, getting a putback up and in.
Reggie Lowe up with the left hand, no good. That one knocked around. And now here's Scalco, other side, up with the right. No, sir. Richardson pulls down the rebound, and he is fouled. St. Pete's got to be careful with these fouls, Alvin. I mean, 5 guys. That means you can only pretty much, 6 fouls per person until you foul out, right? Yep. But 6 times 5, 30 fouls in a game.
And it's tough because you have no idea where this game is going to lead because right now you're only down 12. Regardless of how this game felt and how we feel the energy has been basically one-sided, it's only a 12-point game in the first quarter. There's so much more basketball to play. Anything can happen. No one can really predict sports, so you want to save your fouls, especially if you don't need them.
Well, so think about this. With a full 15-man roster, because everyone is allowed to have 15 actives in the FBA, the team, St. Pete themselves, the full team roster, they're averaging 26 personal fouls per game. And you're telling me with 5 guys that they won't get to 30. That's going to be interesting to see. So keep an eye on that as we get towards the latter part of this ball game. Trying to get inside is Johnson, now up from the right elbow, no good. The rebound and turnaround by Russell is hit.
That's a beautiful move on the block. Very aggressive, beautiful play by Russell.
Just a 10-point game, 39-29. Coffee inside, up off the right, and no good. Time expires. Richards couldn't get that one off in time. And now we come to the end of the first quarter. Only a 10-point game. Maybe St. Pete is as talented as we've seen them all season. We'll be back for 3 more quarters of action in this one and 2 more games. So stick with us. A long Sunday of basketball up and coming.
At Envy Labs, we build web applications that start with an idea. They move through strategy and need an outside eye ahead of wireframes and technical specifications. There's design and layout and functionality, but there's also performance, things like accessibility and data visualization. It all comes together for what ultimately is a successful launch. Over the past decade, Envy Labs has built platforms that pair things like data in sports or environmental science. We've built technical training platforms around data science and around network administration, and we've bootstrapped and sold our own product. We are a temporary CTO and an outside specialist in strategy, design, and development. It takes a lot to go from idea to launched web application, but it's all right there in our name. Reach out to hello@envylabs.com and let's take a look at your idea together.
Fries and shakes Oviedo Mall. Best burger you'll ever eat. It's worth the drive.
Hey, what is up, everyone? My name is Susie, and I'm a full-time partner and streamer on Twitch.tv. I've made it my mission to help gamers win in every area of life. So whether it's helping you win in gaming by teaching the latest tips and tricks on whatever games you might be playing, helping you win in fitness through my daily fitness streams, or even just helping you win in your week, we're building genuine community, and we've got a place just for you. So I want to encourage you right now to follow me over at twitch.tv/SusieLive. I stream Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and we hope to see some of you soon.
It's party time. I kind of just wanted to say that coming out of a break for once. 39-29. 12 minutes up on the clock to signal the start of the second quarter. Alvin, what you got for me? What you like in that first?
So I really like how I could not believe.
Oops.
For everyone watching, Jesse just came back from California, and you can clearly tell where his head is right now as they have an unforced turnover for Tampa Gunners. But man, oh man, Tampa Gunners, they know what the deal is right now. They St. Pete just got one reserve, so things are changing for them a little bit. But man, I love how Tampa was aggressive early on. Their shots were falling, but I think they need to tack it on even more later on in this game. And St. Pete Tide, they did a phenomenal job of staying in this game and being aggressive regardless of the numbers that they had.
Marcus Russell now with 9 points. The leading scorer for the St. Pete Tide is Aaron Richards with 13. Reggie Lowe, the catch and shoot. That one rims out, and Russell pulls down the rebound. He throws it ahead to Scalco. Scalco turns it over. Watson the steal. Watson inside into the restricted area, and he makes the layup going towards the basket full speed.
I love Malik Watson's game. You see him get a nice in and out, slash to the back, and get a play, all facilitated off of his own turnover that he created. Speaking of turnovers.
There we go. Reggie Lowe up with the left hand. It's good. And the lead back to 12.
Speaking of turnovers, St. Pete has to take care of the basketball. Look at the pressure Richardson is putting on Johnson.
Up with the right hand. There's Russell again. He's now got 11.
Oh, man.
And an injured player on the floor. Scalco needs some time to get up. He's got to get up, though.
We got one reserve now.
Oh, Romeo Edwards is back. Never mind, it is not Romeo Edwards. Curious to see who John Doe is. All right. So Scalco now on the side. Richardson up with the right hand, and it's good.
Wow, Richardson is playing lights out. Matt got into the body of a bigger man, created that separation, and got it up and in.
Richards up on the left side from the left block. So Richards now with 15 points. Coffee, other side for three, good.
They are hitting their shots today. Big shot by Coffee, and Tampa's having a nice little run.
Juan coming to a halting stop, now gets a screen and a foul on the floor. So on the floor for the Tampa Gunners starting this third quarter, it's Coffee, Richardson, King, Lowe, and Cooper. And for the St. Pete Tide, Juan, Johnson, Richards, Russell, and Mr. John Doe wearing number 3.
I like that.
Shot missed down low, and Reggie Lowe. Speaking of lows. Coffee left corner 3. And that one just rims out. Doe the rebound. And a take inside made by Alex Richards.
Richards doing a great job of just weaving his way, because King actually played pretty solid on that one. Able to get around, weasel his way around, and get that up and in.
Cooper spinning, it's blocked down low by Johnson. Now here's the turnover. Richards all by himself, and Mr. Doe puts it through. John Doe coming into the game. Reggie Lowe other side for 3 and off the front iron.
Jesse, I did not expect that leaping ability out of John Doe. We see him wearing Romeo Edwards jersey. I guess there's a vert requirement on that.
Cooper pulls down the rebound. King down low, and King putting it through. So maybe fatigue factor is starting to hit in here.
Definitely. Look, they're walking it up the court.
Yeah, St. Pete.
You saw them push it early on, and I was like, wow, they're playing phenomenally for such a short-staffed team. And then now you see them having to catch their breath. And you see it right there with the all-around miss.
There's a stolen ball by John Doe. And another stolen ball by Cooper. Cooper all by himself, and an easy layup. And this is where St. Pete is going to have to start finding it within themselves to get through the second quarter. They still have 8 minutes to play.
First half.
Through 2 periods. Oh, my.
Everyone is sucking eggs right now.
Yeah.
They had a very solid first half.
Shot missed out beyond the arc there. Here comes Lowe. Coming back other side, getting through the traffic, and he missed the layup. And as Alvin, you would say, he gassed it.
Smoked it like a smoked brisket.
But I like brisket, though.
That sounds really good, actually.
Oh.
I
didn't even eat breakfast either.
You didn't eat? Oh, no. Man.
Down bad.
Down horrendous. How could you do that to yourself? But for everyone watching, I hope you guys had some smoked brisket over this past weekend, because everyone deserves a smoked brisket. Jesse deserves breakfast.
Okay, Alvin, I have a new name for our player. John Doe. His new name, Charles Edward Cheese.
Charles Edward Cheese. I rock with it. I rock with it.
Quan, the fadeaway, no good, and the tip in. Well, I guess King might have helped Russell there, but Russell gets the credit for the points. He's now got 13.
And just the luxury for Tampa substituting. Whoa.
Richardson, a nice little fadeaway jumper.
Deep in his bag.
Richards going all the way coast to coast and putting it through. He's got 19 points in the game. I think Richards will break 40 at some point this game, but he'll just have to keep up with the rest of the Tampa Gunners. Cooper a long three, no good. Victor Quan the rebound. 7 minutes to play in the second. Tampa starting to move a little bit more in slow motion, and St. Pete will have to call a timeout. Well, hopefully we can get a name for Charles Edward Cheese in a second. It's still an 11-point game. St. Pete kind of trying to find it within themselves to go the full 48 minutes.
World where one girl goes on endless adventures, gives you unbelievable toy unboxings, does insane food challenges, and plays way too much Roblox. It's Elle's Adventures. Subscribe now. Do it. Why not?
So still an 11-point game, Alvin. What you got for me? Because you would think by at this point in time, St. Pete should be down by 25.
At the very, very least. Tampa Gunners does it in spurts, which is very hard for me to wrap my head around, because you know you have numbers. You have the luxury of substituting. You can have a whole 5 guys foul out and you're good. You know that's their issue. Right there, you see them playing right now, very aggressive. You need them to do that the whole length of the court. You can sub guys every 5 minutes. That's my only caveat with Tampa, but they've been playing very well.
Richards off the mark on the long three, and Edward Cheese taps it out of bounds.
Edward Cheese is actually doing a pretty solid job coming off, of Cheeseville, wherever he cheeses around, but coming in immediately getting a lob off the backboard and showing his vert. So Edward Cheese doing okay for them.
The foul on the floor. You know, back in Cheeseville, they used to call him, he actually is a sir. He was crowned, he was knighted by the Queen of England. So it was Sir Charles Edward Cheese, but a lot of the time, you know, his friends, his close friends, and I have this from an inside source, his close friends would call him Sir Chuck. So he was Sir Chuck Edward Cheese.
Wow, so that's probably where we got Chuck E. Cheese from. But Jesse, this is my biggest question when you bring up Sir Edward Cheese in Cheeseville. What type of cheese do they use? Because I'm more of a cheddar guy myself.
I was going to say, it's got to be like aged sharp white cheddar.
Sharp white cheddar?
He's not a mozzarella guy, just by looking at him. There's no Italian in him.
No, there's no mozzarella. So I like that. A sharp white cheddar cheese.
I mean, if you wanted to get all fancy with me, you could tell me he was into Gouda, but there's a step back by Johnson, who's fouled, and he makes the shot as he dishes himself down to the ground. Wow. Okay.
It is insane how St. Pete is still in this game, Jesse. I have no idea how they're still in this game. That is a phenomenal play by Dominic Johnson. They have 5 guys once again because Mike Scalco actually had to leave the gym for his injury. So they're back down to 5 guys on the roster. They're in the same situation they were early on. They just instead got Sir Edward Cheese. So hopefully he's able to last the full length of the game. But they're in this game. They're only down 10.
There's a takedown low and a foul.
Great job slashing, being very aggressive with the rock, getting the foul, because that's what you need to do in this game. Mercer Jr. understanding the assignment on that possession and did just that.
56-46. And now Mercer Jr. to the line, and he makes his first points of the FBA season.
Of course, he has the Kobe's on. You can't put Kobe's on and not knock your free throws down.
Are those Kobe's?
Oh, for sure. I know that Mamba emblem anywhere. If you want to know if it's Kobe's, look at the tongue.
The lime green.
And you'll see the Mamba on the tongue of most of his shoes.
That's nice.
Yeah, Kobe, Mamba mentality. If Kobe could do it with a blown ACL or Achilles tendon, you better knock your free throws down when you're healthy. Knocks down both of them. You see them? Those are fly.
Yeah, okay.
Got the snake skin.
I was looking around. Who has the most fly shoes on the floor right now? I think Ashley Thomas. The purple and the lime green undertone.
Well, where is
Ashley Thomas on the bench for?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Tampa right now.
We got some LeBrons by King. Oh, we got the shoe game in the FBA is spectacular.
Even your shoe game, Alvin.
You know we gotta do something every now and again. Mark Fedora
King.
Look what he stepped out in.
on his shoes. The cool shell.
Nice pearl.
Meanwhile, I think I am wearing the worst shoes in the building. No offense to my father, but I'm wearing old man shoes right now.
The Last Supper 11s?
Oh man, these are the Sacagawea 12s. Jerry, you got
Shout out
the
to Mr. O.
spider shoes on. Wow. I really am just not with the times, man.
The Sacagawea 12s. Oh, man.
Here's a shot inside, no good. A very off-balance shot there by Marcel Gardner.
Reminiscent of Pandemic P. Just missing it all on that one. But good job being aggressive and using the offhand at that. Johnson has a nice handle on him. You see him just breaking defenders off very casually.
Johnson's still playing with a good amount of energy. Here's Richards, left side up with the left hand, and that one's off the mark. Charles Edward Cheese smoked and airballed the shot down low. And man, that is unfortunate.
That is a very tough possession. And for Charles Edward Cheese, you've been knighted by the Queen of England. Just bang that home. You see how high he was when he gassed the layup. He needs to just finish over the top. He's a very high leaper. Just bang those home and just rip the rim down.
Alvin, that was some stinky cheese.
Been out for too long.
Somebody cut the cheese. Rodriguez off the mark. Richards, foul down low.
One thing about Richards in this game that I've just really loved is he's been aggressive regardless of his fatigue and how his legs feel. He's just been attacking the teeth of this Gunner defense. And man, he's been eating at the line so far, doing a phenomenal job of willing his team to victory. Right now, they find themselves down 12 with a chance to make it 10.
Richards now from the line. He's got 20 points in the game so far, 5.5 to play in the second, and it feels like time is going longer than maybe it should right now.
Definitely.
Is that a correct statement to say?
That is very correct. But Richards is really raising his stock right now. He understands the assignment, he understands what he has to do offensively, and he's doing just that.
Offensive foul.
Every time a foul is called on the Tide, you could just see them just take a blow. Like, it looks like Mike Tyson in the ring just getting a guy on the wall, and every time you just feel it devastating them because they understand if one person fouls out, it is over. There's no one on the bench anymore. The one person they did have is gone. So
there's Quan from the stripe. And Victor Quan, until today, had not taken any free throws this season.
We're watching a free throw line debut, and he nails it. The fact that this game is still a game is just a testament to how the Tide have been playing and the brand of basketball they bring.
So then if that's your argument, what's the brand of basketball that the Tampa Gunners play, Alvin?
0-5.
Okay.
Good enough answer?
The one I was looking for. Take down low. Nice shot made there.
Great crab dribble by Dominic Johnson.
That's a long three, no good. Richards, the step back. And here's Mercer Jr. He'll press the floor, going right, fouled, and made the shot. Look at that. Mercer with 6 points for a chance at 7. St. Pete getting beat in transition. Tampa with 62 points already in the first half of the game. And just a little bit under 5 minutes left to play.
This game is only going to get worse. You see, right now, everyone's fresh for the Gunners. So every time they come in, they can utilize different things. They're seeing different things. And the guys that are in for the Tide, they have no blow. They have no breathers. They're going to have no legs. This is going to be the first break. The only breaks they get is during timeouts, free throws, and things of that nature, and quarter breaks. So it's going to be very hard for them to keep their legs up under them.
Mercer Jr. now with 7 points. 3 on the way, no good. And a loose ball foul. Victor Quan again to the line.
One thing about the Tide, they understand that this is where they get their breaks, and you see them, they already have their team in the bonus. So the Gunners are in the bonus, and the Tide aren't. So every time the Tide gets fouled now, they're going to be shooting a pair, which is perfect. So now as long as they get aggressive, they stay aggressive, they understand that Tampa's going to be overly aggressive because of the situation. They can really just rocket their points that way and catch a blow.
Quan splitting the free throws. Now here's Mercer Jr. on the far side. Picks up his dribble, a 3, off the mark.
They're shooting threes in a situation where you can just attack and get fouls and end the game. You can end the game by just attacking and getting a foul.
Offensive foul there on Johnson.
Like, their only strategy has to be who has 2 fouls, cool, attack him. That's all they have to do. They don't have to do anything else.
interestingly enough, it's still only a 13-point game.
It's literally a game, and almost an unforced turnover.
Mercer Jr. a pass down low to Garcia, now bounce down low. And Marcel Gardner's going to slow things down, get to his spot left. And Ensign Garcia with the put through.
And I really like Ensign Garcia's game. He's very, very deceptive with his dribble and his quickness. And right there you see him using a wise move to get that ball up and in with the contact. He finishes, and right now you see another luxury of the Gunners, subbing a guy out. A fresh set of legs are in the game right now for the Gunners. And for the Gunners, as long as they keep doing exactly what Ensign Garcia did, this game will be over in the third.
Now it's up to a 16-point game. Richards, other side, little hesitation step, went up with the left hand, no good. And maybe that tiredness factor is starting to kick in for Richards. Big three, other side.
And that's just a good job moving the ball and getting the shot up and in.
And a nice shot made there on the left side by Johnson.
Johnson's been having himself a game. You see him breaking triple teams with the deceptive dribble, utilizing the crab dribble we see Chris Paul use so well.
Step out of bounds by Jarrell Ricardo.
And this right now is where you're supposed to be blowing the game open if you're the Gunners.
69-62 with 3 minutes to play in the third. There's a little bank shot that goes through for Marcus Russell, who's got 15.
The former Fort Scott Greyhound is having himself a pretty solid game on that block.
Right side, Mercer Jr., no. And the shot inside is missed again.
So the Gunners have sputtered in this second quarter.
Johnson can't get that one to fall. Garcia the rebound. He'll push ahead to Watson, and that's what you got to do the rest of the game. Watson beats him down low.
Relatively sputtered because they still have 71 points in the second quarter. So there's, not even through 2 quarters of this game, put just an outright downpour on the scoreboard. This game is going to go well into the hundreds. For one side.
Yeah. I mean, Gunners have 71 points in 2 minutes to play in the second quarter. Does it feel like the second quarter has taken 5 years?
Yeah, 30 minutes.
It's taken a year of my life to get through the second quarter. Malik Watson got to his spot and hit the long two.
And letting them know. That's a great shot by Watson. Really developing that outside jumper right there. We see him bang it home.
Russell inside. He's been so good with those hooks today.
Yeah, and honestly, for the Tide, just understanding what everyone likes to do, especially in a game like this, you're going to see the best and the worst of your players. And right now, you're seeing Russell really open up his offensive package. Hopefully, they can utilize that more and more when everyone's back together.
Ball tapped out of bounds.
I like this matchup. Battle of the locks.
Garcia trying to get inside, has it stolen away. Richards credited with the steal. Now here's Johnson, other side, and fouled.
One thing about Richards is he's going to play for you on the offensive end, and right there you see him do it on the defensive end. But man, back to that handle by Dominic Johnson. You see him utilize the crab dribble once again, and he still gets back to the line on the other end. So doing a phenomenal job of really running that one position instead of what you would typically see Anthony Brooks doing. You see Dominic Johnson taking the reins and just having himself a solid game for the Tide.
Johnson, one of the newcomers. We've not seen him yet this season, but he's now got 14 points. And his team is trailing by 15. So There's Mercer Jr. Dribbling left, now falls down to the ground. Somehow didn't double dribble the ball. Pass down low, and Ensign Garcia puts it through.
Very good job by Mercer Jr. Just understanding the assignment. He sputtered a little bit, saw the cutting Garcia, dotted him, and they were able to get 2 points on that last possession.
Quan down low.
That's fatigue.
And Richards. That's fatigue.
That's fatigue right there. Richards coming across. He got the ball a little early, but typically would actually elevate while he's in motion to finish that. And you see legs right there being a factor, and now an easy turnover for the Gunners.
Watson, other side, putting it through. We didn't know he had bounce like that. There's the steal. And a three, Ricardo. And that one just bounces out. And Watson couldn't get the second chance to fall. Down low, Watson again. Watson, 4 points in literally 10 seconds. Charles Edward Cheese, right side. Quan has that one tapped away, and Watson with the steal. Watson ahead, and Watson tried to slam that one down, and he couldn't get it to fall. Richards, his foot was on the line, but he hits the long two.
How about Watson elevating?
Rodriguez off the backside of the rim. So a 19-point game as the longest second quarter in everybody's life comes to an end. A 79-60 lead for the Tampa Gunners, and this has been their largest lead of the season. And, you know, they got to thank St. Pete for only having 5 players, and we'll see if St. Pete has any more in the tank, led by Charles Edward Cheese, the knight of the round table. When we return, more second half action in this game and 2 more games on the way in just a second. Stick with us. This is the FBA on YouTube and Facebook Live, presented by Poly Wealth Management.
World where one girl goes on endless adventures, gives you unbelievable toy unboxings, does insane food challenges, and plays way too much Roblox. It's Elle's Adventures. Subscribe now. Do it. Why not?
Holy cow, it's Nova Rex, the 80s legends. I want the keto. I want the double Diablo.
Cheddar bacon. I'll take a double cheeseburger with extra cheese.
To go. Here you go, boys. Hey guys, I play a little guitar myself. How about me joining the band? Show us what you got, man. What's up, dudes? What do you think?
Yeah, man, it's pretty good, but you need more hair.
But the Booyah burgers were great. Booyah burgers rock!
Hey, what is up, everyone? My name is Susie, and I'm a full-time partner streamer on Twitch.tv. I've made it my mission to help gamers win in every area of life. So whether it's helping you win in gaming by teaching the latest tips and tricks on whatever games you might be playing, helping you win in fitness through my daily fitness streams, or even just helping you win in your week, we're building genuine community, and we've got a place just for you. So I want to encourage you right now to follow me over at twitch.tv/SusieLive. I stream Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and we hope to see some of you soon.
So not necessarily the first half we would have expected from St. Pete, but they're only trailing at this point by 19. It's a 79-60 ball game. Jesse O, that's Alvin Delvey, and the illustrious Jerry Pettit is sitting next to us here producing the game. Alvin, your takes coming out of the first half and what the coaches said.
So they're reiterating the same points that we've made throughout this whole game, Jesse. So on Tampa's side, they just want to continue facilitating and being aggressive as they've done so this whole first half. And they also feel like the only tweak they need to make is just getting back on defense on those putbacks. Everyone's crashing, and they need to have a guard or somebody getting back to make sure that they can stop the onslaught by the Tide and that fast break possession. And for the Tide, they're looking at it in the same way. Nate Gill is saying that they're using guys to actually get better. This is a learning moment for them. You see guys like Marcus Russell. It is a point to get him more aggressive offensively and build confidence for them, so when they get their guys back, A.J. Williams and Anthony Brooks and Kirk King, everyone who typically scores for them, to get them those good minutes, and they can come in and understand what they got to do. And Anthony Johnson, or Dominic Johnson, to come in and have his debut here so he knows what his role is when they move forward in playoffs.
So a few missed shots already. Low to Mercer Jr., and he couldn't get that one to fall. So here's Charles Edward Cheese bringing the ball up the floor. Sir Charles Edward Cheese, I should say. That is his full legal name.
He has been knighted.
Edward Cheese, Euro step into the lane, couldn't get that one to fall. So Charles Edward Cheese, Garcia, right side. Corner three, Mercer Jr. couldn't get that one to fall. Ashley Thomas pump fakes, the high arcing three. And Quan the rebound. And Ensign Garcia taps it out of bounds. So it's Garcia, King, Lowe, Thomas, and Mercer Jr. in for the Tampa Gunners. And for St. Pete, it's Johnson, Russell, Richards, Quan, and Charles Edward Cheese. Here's Mercer Jr. getting through some traffic. Pass left side, Reggie Lowe, and he couldn't hit. Why does Tampa keep taking threes? Like, they just can beat him inside all day like that.
And that's, I mean, they are 0-5, so it's like it's really hard to say things when it comes like to that, because you understand the situation. Everyone understands the situation. They have 5 guys. It just doesn't make sense to me why you're not attacking. It's like having a guy in foul trouble. He has one more foul, but instead of attacking him, he's the only one in the paint, you shoot a 3. Like right there, we see him shoot a 3, and then he gets the rebound and does what he should have done the first time and shoot a 2 inside the paint. Get into the lane, move the ball around. What they did the first quarter was perfect. It was beautiful basketball. Everyone touched the ball. They got a wide open lay-in at the block. Now, if they contest it, you get an and one opportunity, and you also just tick down that time bomb because they only have 5 guys.
Mercer Jr. inside, raising it up and putting it down.
Who knew the little guy could get up like that?
There's a shot up with the right hand, Malik Watson. The football pass ahead to Lowe. Lowe decides to not pass up on the 3, and he takes it inside and has an easy 2 points. So maybe he'll learn something from that. And a foul. I don't care what anybody says, Alvin. You know, you and I talk a lot about, I mean, both on air and off air, we talk a lot about getting to your spot, right?
Yep.
I don't care what anyone says. Your spot is not beyond the arc unless your name is Stephen Curry or maybe Klay Thompson.
The thing is that's
in any league.
That's very true. Your spot, it becomes a spot when it's efficient, when it's knocked down, when all other aspects of your game are, whoa, Edward Cheese can get, Sir Edward Cheese can rise.
There's the fadeaway jumper by Dominic Johnson.
But before I was rudely interrupted by Sir Edward Cheese spectacular vertical, the only way it could become a spot is if, regardless of anything else going, it's gonna fall. So Carmelo's mid-range jumper, Steph Curry's 3-ball, untucked Kyrie's turnaround jumper, Michael Jordan's elbow jumper, Julius Erving basically all over the court. But like, everyone has something where you know the game is falling. You have that Kareem skyhook. It's patented. If it doesn't go in, you can't just keep shooting it.
Dr. J. I like how you bring up Dr. J.
We have to bring up Dr. J.
He was good. Also, well, I was thinking about it. Chris Paul, mid-range jumper. We've seen it time and time again in this playoffs as well, you know. Now his Phoenix Suns are in the NBA Finals, but Chris Paul is the master just getting to a spot on the right side and just pulling up over literally anybody.
That is the best example of getting to your spot, because not only does he get to his spot, he gets everyone in their spots, and he hits them in their spots. He understands where your spot is better than you do, so he's going to make sure you get there. And what a phenomenal journey he's had in just getting back to the Western Conference, or to the finals, and then making it past that, finally getting his chance, up 2-0, doing a phenomenal job for his team. And right there we watched another missed 3-ball by Reggie Lowe.
There's a nice shot inside by Johnson. Alvin, your takes on the NBA Finals. What is the series going to end up at?
I think it goes in 5. I think the Bucks win a game, but I just think the Suns are too much offensively. They force the Bucks into too many different tough situations. And Giannis doesn't have a knee. He has structural damage. He's not even supposed to be playing as much as he's playing, but he's playing that well. And even with him playing that well, they're still losing. They play phenomenal defense. 10 passes on a possession is what beats you. That's just perfect offense. And it's at the helm of that attack is Chris Paul, Hall of Fame. So I think it goes in 5. What do you think?
I was going to say 5 as well. But my thing is, and let's say Giannis only gets 1 win in the finals. Do we think he makes it back to the finals in the foreseeable future for the Bucks? I don't think the Bucks make it after this year. I mean, you kind of got lucky going through the Nets in the East with a couple of teams that had hurt players.
Definitely.
And Atlanta even gave them a run for their money.
And that's something that is unprecedented, because every ring has an asterisk. If you, I guess 2020 people can say, and really no ring has an asterisk. I have to throw that out there, because if you win a championship, you played 7-game series, you played the best of the best. Everyone there deserves it, regardless of what caveat they go through, what their journey is to get there. If you win an NBA championship, it is an authentic, bona fide championship. But when people like to say that there's different things that happen, this season was injury-ridden because of what happened last year and how they had to turn around so quick. So you saw a lot of injuries in this playoff run. But man, I don't see the Bucks doing it with a healthy Nets, with healthy teams, because if Atlanta did that to them, and we're seeing them struggle this hard when Giannis is playing just lights out. Giannis is playing phenomenal. 37 and 12, come on now.
I mean, also, I guess something really has to be said about the 76ers, who obviously Ben Simmons, once he gets over this mental block, you know, they'll be back in it. I truly think that Doc Rivers is a good enough coach to get another team there again. There's a turnaround jumper made by Marcus Russell, who has kind of mastered that down-low floater. Something I will say, Alvin, now that we're back here, it's a 10-point game. What is Tampa doing?
Not enough. They're not doing. That's what they're doing. Jesse, if you needed your question answered on that play, we just witnessed an unforced turnover after Marcus Russell just dominates the block. And right now he has a mismatch, so they're probably going to go to him. So you see on one end, the Tide, they're shorthanded, but they're just better. Like they're playing better. And right now, the Tampa Gunners, they have this lead. Oh, wow.
There's a missed opportunity down low on an alley-oop. Now they're going to choose to shoot a 3 with Reggie Lowe. And Reggie Lowe is a former FBA Player of the Week, but it's not a smart idea. Richards can do that all day. It's an 8-point game. There's no way I'm watching this right now, Alvin.
I have nothing to say. They just cracked the it's the second half. It's the third quarter. It's a start.
That's what you needed. Ashley Thomas up top. Now it's back to an 11-point game.
But Jesse, right now, there should not be a competition. They have 5 guys on the court. and they're playing lights out. They're playing very well. You got guys stepping up that we didn't expect to see step up, and we're just seeing unforced turnovers. Wow, the hustle by Malik Watson, though.
Reggie Lowe, another three. Why? Literally why? Garcia, the put through.
And Reggie Lowe is a great player, but at some point you have to realize your shot isn't falling. Attack. And if you can't finish your layups, facilitate. There's so many aspects that you can impact on the offensive space. You don't have to shoot. You don't have to necessarily score to be a great asset to your team offensively.
13-point game. Mercer Jr. going coast to coast. Back to 15 is the lead.
Darryl does a phenomenal job of just exploding. He has very deceptive speed, and right there you see him get a very good lift on him as well.
Bad pass. Thomas.
Good look.
2-on-1.
Get it back.
Now they'll opt for a three and miss it.
That hurts because, man, great ball movement, and you want to go from good to great shot. So he had a good shot, but Malik Watson is on the block. There's no one there. No one was there. You got to give him back that ball.
Reggie Lowe finally hitting a three.
And now that he's seen that one go in, hopefully he will be more aggressive because now he's conquered that demon, so to speak.
Nate Gill is going to have to take a full timeout. The lead is back up to 18 for the Tampa Gunners. Let's see if they can close this one out. Still 4.5 minutes left to play in the third. We'll be right back.
OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW. On my way, on my way. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW.
So St. Pete getting a little lively between their players right now. And that's what's going to happen when fatigue's hitting. The whole break there, Johnson and Richards were talking. Richards down low, making the shot.
And right there, it's different to see different leaders because right there you see Dominic Johnson just ripping him a new one just the whole time. You can't hear anything else, you just hear him yelling. But then Richards takes that, and right now you see him just slash and get very aggressive and get it up to go up and in. So it might have worked.
Richards, the Euro step into the lane, he makes the shot.
Wow. Okay, so that's the leadership Bridgerton needed. Right there, you see him snapping out of that little funk he had, and he really wasn't in the funk. He's having a great game. He's playing very well offensively and defensively, but Dominic Johnson and Nate Gill believe in him even more, and they want to see him dominate, and he's doing just that. A 4-point swing for Richards. Let's see what he does with this one.
So the Gunners just, for some reason, continuing to choose the shots from the outside. Johnson couldn't bring that one home. Now there's nobody back. Reggie Lowe. And there's the throwdown by Mercer Jr., who's got a little bounce himself. He's got 13. Quan, left corner three. And Sir Charles, Edward Cheese pulls down the rebound. Richards getting inside, up with the left hand, and that one just rolls around. And a complete air ball over the basket by Marcus Russell.
But Jesse, how do they get 3 possessions?
Reggie Lowe, Mercer Jr.
Jesse,
I can't believe
they don't want to win this game.
Garcia, finally!
I mean, that's a great job by Garcia, but Jesse, we're seeing no one shooting. I don't understand. No one's shooting inside the paint. No one's getting good looks. I mean, they're good looks, but you can get better.
19-point game. So the Gunners now at 100. 2.5 minutes to play in the third. Johnson and Richards talking to each other a little bit loudly. Two leaders on the team.
Definitely. Dominic Johnson is a vocal leader. He is very expressive, and it's very easy to witness that personality. And his guys understand it. And right there, he thought Mike Rivera was going to spot up for a tray ball. You know, he got 34 on, so I'm assuming he's going to be more of a Giannis Antetokounmpo type of player. The Tampa Gunners are enjoying a 19-point lead, and they are really thriving on that five-man roster by the Tide.
That shot goes out of bounds.
A lot of unforced turnovers for the Gunners. But the Tide's just done a phenomenal job, even though they're shorthanded, but they've been playing some solid basketball.
If the Tide had one more person coming off the bench this game, do you think they win?
I think they win, and it's tough to say because I've never said that about a team that's down 19 in the third.
So that pass was over the head of Sir Cheese. Left side, Ashley Thomas for three. And that one just bounces around and is no good. So, I mean, the Gunners this season are shooting 25% from beyond the arc, and yet they still are choosing to shoot that shot. Like, the definition of insanity, Alvin, is doing something over and over again and expecting a different result. And I guess they heard me talk about that. I mean, still 25% on the season.
They're 25%, not zero.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're 25% from the three, and I guess you're 35% from the field. So, you know, it's kind of tough. But then at the same time, you're 74% from the line. So your best bet is to get to the line, which means you're going to have to shoot shots that you already shoot 10% higher, which is from the field, and you have a better chance to get to that sweet spot at 74%, which is pretty solid. So them shooting all these threes, it doesn't make sense analytically, and it doesn't make sense in the flow of the game either. You have numbers, you can substitute, be aggressive, get the foul, get someone fouled out, you can win this game by default.
A minute and 15 to play in the third. 103-81 the score. The lead to 22 for Tampa. But, I mean, Tide, so they sometimes go on these little weird runs. There's a shot from the inside made by Ricardo. So I guess he's just a hot hand down. He's made 2 threes so far this game.
Look at that pressure. There they go. There they go. That's the pressure we need to see from him.
Ricardo going the other direction. Coffee for 3. And there's the 25% as a team.
And Coffee actually was hitting early on, but his three-pointers come differently. It's from the ball movement, him moving around, and then getting a three. It's how you shoot the three as well. It's because there's some shots where you have to take them. The lane is crowded, for instance. You're not stretching the court because no one's knocking down threes. So now you have to shoot the three. Whereas the issue early on was the person's on you. You can drive, you can pass the ball, you can do other things with the rock instead of just chucking up a three early on in the shot clock. And that's where you see those bad shots where it's like, oh, you want more from that possession.
King down low. And that was a nice little block there by Marcus Russell, but got a little bit too much of his hand.
That's what you need to do. Good job by Coach Gonzalez getting King into this game so you get that inside, that post presence, and start getting some of these foul calls. Unfortunate.
King off the front iron, like very low on the front side of the rim at that.
Nearly an air ball. But just look at the demeanor of these two teams. Oh, there it is. There, there it is, Jesse. There it
That's
is.
down bad.
Yeah. That's down bad.
I mean, to a certain extent, you got to learn from the first free throws off the front side. Maybe put a little more juice on it, not less. But who am I to say? I'm not a professional basketball player.
And the thing is you know, you're gonna airball free throws. Everyone watching, everyone who's played basketball, you know, you put enough time in the gym, you're gonna airball some of them. So it's just you know, on that one, unfortunately, he was empty on that trip. But you're gonna airball free throws. You're gonna airball a bunch of shots. But it's just always, you're always gonna get teased for it when you do. And a little bit of confusion on both sides, but just to take it back to the what's been going on in this game, you've seen the Tampa Gunners go on an onslaught early on with just high energy, high intensity, and get themselves to an early lead. But then St. Pete Tide did a great job of bouncing back and going on their runs as well. And right now we're kind of hung in the balance with no one really having momentum outside of the Gunners having a significant lead in this one.
So like we were talking about earlier, the Gunners shoot 25% from beyond the arc and 30% from the field. St. Pete came into this game shooting around 30% from beyond the arc and 45% from the field. So obviously St. Pete missing a lot of the guys that they're normally used to having. Alvin, I got one question for you. We're going to assume Tampa wins this game. They're up by 25. Is that a good win for Tampa? Or just both teams, do you honestly think both teams played pretty bad basketball today?
I think St. Pete played a pretty good game because they're literally losing without having Anthony Brooks, A.J. Williams, Dave Butler. That's about 80 points right there. You don't have Sean Sukup, who does have 5 steals on a regular basis. So you're missing a lot of things. And that's not even to give what they bring defensively, momentum-wise. You don't have Romeo Edwards. There's a bunch of guys you don't have on this basketball team right now. So to bring it in, you have one solid offensive guy, which is Aaron Richards. And you're able to put up 81 with 5 guys, no substitutions. Like, all these asterisks are on this Tampa Gunners win. And Tampa Gunners they can't play fluidly. Coffee really being their main mojo guy offensively, and Richards doing a great job. Matt Richardson on their end doing a great job defensively. And you know what a lot of these guys bring with Malik Watson, just phenomenal. Enson Garcia does a great job night in, night out. But I don't think this is a good win for them. They didn't necessarily utilize the things they're supposed to utilize the whole game. I think consistency is an issue, but that's what we've seen in their other games. So no, to answer your question.
Okay.
What do you think this game is for the Gunners? Yes, you get a win, but what does this really mean? How can you build on this to actually win in later games?
I don't think there's a way to build on this. You're playing 5 guys, but no, logically, how do you build on a game where you've played 5 guys? You're never going to play another team that only has 5 guys.
Yeah.
So what can you really take away from it? It's not like it translates to any actual, team basketball in my eyes.
Because there's things that they did good.
110-83, and that will wrap up the third quarter. This is a very high-scoring game, and we still got 2 more games after this, so stick with us. We got 1 more quarter of action left to go in this one. Tampa with a clear cruise control lead.
World where one girl goes on endless adventures, gives you unbelievable toy unboxings, does insane food challenges, and plays way too much Roblox. It's Elle's Adventures. Subscribe now. Do it. Why not?
So it is the last quarter of action in maybe one of the longer basketball games we've seen so far this season, Alvin.
Definitely, and that's just because we're witnessing a team winning a game, but it doesn't really feel like they deserved it because they played a very solid first quarter. In that first quarter, it was phenomenal. Right now, you're seeing them get back to that, but then outside of that, it's like offensively, they go on these dry spells, Jesse, and when they go on their dry spells, it just really hurts, and typically a team will utilize that dry spell to go on a monumental run, and that's where they've lost, and that's why they were 0 for 5 prior to this game, is because they play great defense. They do that, but then they stray away from it, and they start doing things offensively that you don't agree with, as in shooting, utilize that 2% or that 25% three-point shot, and they'll just shoot the life out of it, and they live and die by the three, but they're shooting 25%, so they die by it, and they stick with that formula. And they've done so in this game. However, St. Pete just didn't have the legs to go on that run when they did that.
Here's Gonzalez from the line.
Do we need to say it? The look on your face said it all. I wish all the viewers were able to see the look Jesse just gave me after both free throws came up short from that trip. And Gonzalez actually does a pretty good job for them offensively. He's their leader on the court. He's very vocal, and he likes to get guys in their spot. He's a chippy player, as we saw in their last game. Very, very chippy. Wears his emotions on his sleeves. Right there, just came up empty, and this game was very quiet.
So Sir Cheese will take it out on the far side. Will be guarded on the inbounds by Ricardo. Russell, Richards, down low, blocked by Dylan King. Now here's Gonzalez, Richardson, open lane, and they chose to pass it out. Coffee for three. Good!
And that is a solid three to take. You see the ball get moved around the rock, or the rock get moved around, everyone touches it, and then there's a crowd in the paint, and you kick it out to a solid three. He's hit 3 threes already in this game. He's in rhythm, shoots his tray ball, it goes in. That is a beautiful possession. A little too much passing early on, but they're able to capitalize by a nice coffee three.
The inbounds will be saved. That was bad inbounds. Coffee, another three. And he hits 2 in a row. 116 to 85 to score. There's a turnaround by Russell.
Good shot by Russell.
Ricardo. Wow. That is 3 threes made in a row. And the first time that Tampa has done that all season.
They heard us talking. There's no way.
Well, I mean, from all, they're probably below 25% at that point if you calculated the season averages. Yeah. Gonzalez off short. Here's Johnson for three, right wing. And that one will bounce out and over.
And right now for this St. Pete Tide team, they're just trying to do anything to they're just trying to hoop, because you know it's all for nothing right now. You're down horrendous in this game.
I mean, find a word to, I think it's more than horrendous.
Astronomical.
There we go.
Richardson with the handle.
Richards. Nice shot to him.
Aaron doing his thing with the rock.
That one's off the mark to the right side. So what do you think St. Pete does when they go home today? Are they watching TV, eating some cereal?
Ice bath.
Ice bath, yeah. I mean, that's a good one.
But I don't think this is a real blemish to them. They came out with 5 guys, not the burger place, but 5 actual players. And they put up 89 so far in this fourth, and they
came out with 5 guys.
They did, you know. And hopefully Five Guys hears this and gives us lunch, you know, on the house. Because,
I would love that.
You know, that you got to pay like $40 just to get a burger from there. But anyways, now I'm hungry.
That does sound good.
I don't even know what I was saying because I'm so hungry just talking about Five Guys. But there's no reason why St. Pete Tide should feel bad about this game.
Some nice dribble spinning action. And the lay-in by Gonzalez. Richardson, no. And here's Russell going the other direction.
And you see the morale of the Tide. They're gassed. They are absolutely gassed. Not getting back on defense. They're walking back on defense, literally. This is when you shoot those threes. This is when you go and just shoot threes because you know you're going to get a million opportunities.
There's a steal. Richardson for three. Like Alvin was just saying.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Richardson now with 11 points, 126 to 89, and still 8 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Hey, what is up, everyone? My name is Susie, and I'm a full-time partner and streamer on Twitch.tv. I've made it my mission to help gamers win in every area of life. So whether it's helping you win in gaming by teaching the latest tips and tricks on whatever games you might be playing, helping you win in fitness through my daily fitness streams, or even just helping you win in your week, we're building genuine community, and we've got a place just for you. So I want to encourage you right now to follow me over at twitch.tv/SusieLive. I stream Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and we hope to see some of you soon.
And right now, you're just seeing a gas Tide team. They played their hard-fought majority of the game, and then now their legs are just gone, and Gunners are taking advantage.
Shot down low, miss there. Russell the rebound. Here's Johnson going the other direction. Johnson inside, missed that one. Dylan King. Gonzalez, Matt Richardson. Oh my. Oh. You know what's funny is I love my job as a play-by-play broadcaster, but sometimes you just gotta appreciate the comedy in sports. Look at Richards there with a three. That was perhaps maybe the worst layup I've ever seen in my life.
I thought he was gonna dunk it because like he jumped with that intention to dunk it, and then I don't know what happened after that. After he realized he wasn't high enough, look at that.
That one poked away. Richardson might have redemption here. He can't pick up the ball. And now he'll pull back and take a jumper. And he makes that one, okay.
15 feet and extended, that's what he needs. But he had some crazy layups early on, like with a defender draped on his arm. Nice little hook, and then now, I mean, the game's over, I guess. You just hang out. This is going to be great for their averages, though.
Yeah. I mean, minutes played average is going to go up
for
by
the
a
Tide.
lot. It's going to skyrocket. Gonzalez on the left side now with 5 points. And you can clearly see St. Pete has nothing left.
Nothing at all.
They are scrounging for any source of energy. They need Jerry's energy drink.
They need Jerry's. They need Mark
nitrous.
King.
Yeah.
That herbal nutrients. They need it all.
The herbal nutrients bottle. There we go, Richardson.
Yeah, Richardson's eating from that 15-footer. He's hit that at least 4 times today.
They need some of Coach King's secret juice.
Ha. That secret stuff.
Secret serum. What is, in Space Jam, first one, what does MJ drink? I think it's
I want to say Secret Stuff.
yeah, Secret. Oh yeah. Space Jam 2, which comes out this week.
Everyone,
Alvin, we're going to see it.
do not bring your kids if they are criers or screamers, because I may act out of character. I've been waiting too long for the sequel. Everyone, please be on your best behavior, or Jerry and Mark Fedora King will have a word with you.
Richardson, good on the 3.
Wow, Richardson has just exploded. And look at him right there, jumping up.
He's now got 18. A missed shot there by the Gunners again. Richards lining up at 3. And it's off to the left. Cooper the rebound. King. Oh, good. God bless America.
You can't make this up, Jesse. But guess what, Jesse? You know what gets better? There's still 5 minutes left. For everyone still watching,
no way.
All the fans watching, thank you so much for tuning in. We're witnessing
And we honestly promise none of the other 2 games will be like this today.
We're going to see some phenomenal games. We have a lot to look forward to in this next game with the Mighty Oaks and the Pride, the new and improved Pride. This game is just a tough one.
You know what would make this game actually really interesting?
What?
Richards hits the 3.
That's the way to spice things up.
Give Jerry his Bose headset and his Speedo. Have him do a lap. I would pay money to see that. But it's got to be a military Speedo.
Military Speedo?
Jerry, a veteran.
Yeah.
It's got to be a military Speedo. Like camo. And it travel against the Gunners, who are super upset with that call. But, you know, they have a pretty hefty lead, so.
The Gunners should just, I don't know. They won this game, and we're being a little hard on them. They got a victory. They're feeling good.
Their first one of the season.
First victory of the season. They're feeling phenomenal. They're going to have a great week. And moving forward, hopefully this is what gives them the confidence to put the work in the gym and figure out what they need to do to win against a fully staffed team.
And honestly, a great game called here by our officials from Right Call Officials. Mike Rivera wearing number 34. Patrick Kurz wearing number 10. He's the crew chief, and he's right in the middle next to Mike Rivera. And Justin Martinez, who we have not seen yet this season, but he's made a bunch of fantastic calls. All these guys with a plethora of experience and have been officiating for quite a while, so we thank them, and it's been awesome having them. Patrick is the crew chief this game, and stay tuned for Justin's premiere as crew chief for his first time in the FBA for game 2 of this triple header. Underneath, there's a foul. I don't know if you're much of a tennis watcher, Alvin, but Novak Djokovic just won Wimbledon, and so he beats Berrettini to win his 20th Grand Slam title. And I don't know if you know your Grand Slam titles, but there's only 2 other guys that have won 20. He's now tied with Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer for most Grand Slam titles in history.
Wow.
Obviously, Serena Williams.
Yeah, Serena. Well, that was male. That was
yeah,
male. Which is also nice because, I mean, when you get to 20 range, that's insane. He's making history. Great job by Rafael.
So Cooper on the other side now has 4 points. And a foul. Yeah, Novak Djokovic actually the #1 tennis player in the world right now, and
wow,
showing why.
So I don't necessarily follow tennis that much. So
Djokovic is awesome.
That was it, right, for them?
That was Wimbledon. So that's like one of the major championships around the world that they play in. Djokovic. So the fun thing about that is that Wimbledon is actually played on grass.
Really?
Yeah.
Like straight up grass.
So Wimbledon is played on really fine cut grass. If you're ever going to look at a fairway for golf, it's kind of like that sort of grass trim.
so the ball can still bounce off.
Yeah,
is
the ball bounces
is that
and
better?
everything. Well, I don't know. They're all very different because you have clay, you have grass, then you have your regular,
the actual
tennis concrete material. There's a shot from the outside, no good. Victor Kwan takes it away. Still 3.5 minutes somehow left to play in this game. And an offensive foul. But I was wondering, what if you played basketball on not hardwood? What if basketball could be played on, turf or grass? I mean, I don't know if the ball would bounce as well, but because it's not as corked as a tennis ball.
That
could be kind of interesting to watch, a basketball. I mean, obviously you can play blacktop and everything, but
the ball would have to change a little bit, but that would be very intriguing to see how that would work in that dynamic. But man, you play that outside, a full regulation game out in this heat, as long as we're in a press box.
I'm cool with that. I mean, we had one game, preseason played outside.
How was that?
It was interesting, Jerry, right? You were there with me. It was an interesting time. I remember. Here's a funny thing. Right before the game, we saw the storm clouds, and Jerry goes, "We're gonna need, because there's no press box." So Jerry's like, "We're gonna need a tent." So I sprinted to Academy Sports and Outdoors and bought like a 10-foot tent. Jerry, do you still have that, by the way, Jer? Ah, okay.
As long as you're adaptable.
Tent guys. Our stuff didn't get wet, though, so that was awesome.
It did come down? It started raining?
Oh, it started pouring.
You guys just had your stuff in the tent?
Oh, yeah, we had our stuff under the tent, but there were a few other things that were not under the tent.
Oh, electrical?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did they survive?
I mean, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to hope that everything was good. I think everything is still good. Fun fact. That was the first game I ever called with Jerry.
Wow, and it's been on the upward trend ever since.
Yeah, we're not playing. Yeah, I mean, we got.
Look at you guys leveling
our
up.
Bubble season. We leveled up big time, Jerry.
You guys are in the gym now.
Yeah, no, Jerry, we leveled up.
Not facing the elements anymore.
Yeah, we don't have to battle any elements. Because that's another thing. Football games rarely ever get canceled because of the weather, and they do every now and then. Baseball games get rained out a lot because of the dirt. But basketball, you can't rain out a basketball game.
That's why it's a winter sport. Doesn't matter what's going on outside. Still lace them up indoors. I would sing for you like SpongeBob, but oh, good move by Richards.
142-99 the score with 2.5 minutes to play in the fourth. Missed shot there, and Sir Charles Edward Cheese throwing it down.
He has been knighted. Look at him elevating on that putback. High flyer for the tie.
So fun fact, that is Cheese's first 2 points of his FBA season. And there was a try for a little kiss off the glass by Johnson, who clearly seems worn out. So Tampa ahead by 43 with 2 minutes left to play. Johnson going to the line a little bit tired. So Space Jam 2 coming out, Alvin. Obviously, they're not facing the Monstars this time, but they're going to have to face Klay Thompson, Diana Taurasi, Damian Lillard, Anthony Davis, and like one or two other people. Super,
to get his son back.
Yeah, to get his son. I could, like, at least like Michael Jackson or Michael Jordan got dragged down the rabbit hole, but this time somebody's son is getting stolen?
I like how they did
crazy.
That. I really like how they built on it, but they made it his own. Yes, it's still the concept is similar, but they actually made it into their own movie, and just Nick Jonas was able to see the movie early on, and everyone who put something out about seeing the movie, I have to see what they think about it. And he said there's something in there for everyone, which is basically what Space Jam was built on. So I'm interested to see how they will actually do that. And since it's so different, they're going to have a lot of guys and gals in there doing their thing instead of it being the Monstars. I want to see how that game is going to go, because, you know, the big bucks are in that actual gameplay of Space Jam when they're actually going. You know, there's going to be the build-up, but then the real meat and potatoes is that game. So how do they play that out? That is something we will find out on the 16th.
Well, okay, I want to get your guess, though. Who do you think wins the game? Because obviously the good guys are going to win. But who do you think wins them the game? Do you think it's LeBron, or do you think it's one of the tunes?
I think they're going to do a parody on his career, because so Jordan obviously won the game for them because that's Jordan's play style. He's going to win the game. Now, I think with everything that they say about LeBron, how he's a pass first, this, that, and the third, I think he is going to facilitate to win the game. I think they win a game off the back of someone else, but it's because he facilitated. So he's still going to be a star in his role, but he's going to look for somebody else and defer in that moment. I think they'll do a parody on that. That's my 2 cents.
You know who's going to win the game for him? And I mark my words on this. It's going to be one of two people. It's not going to be Bugs Bunny. It's going to be either Daffy Duck or Tweety Bird is going to make the final shot of that game. Yeah, 100%. It's got to be.
I love to see the Tweedles get a bucket to get Bronny back. MVP. As he tweets, Tweety Bird's tweeting as he gets the game winner. Oh, man. That'd be phenomenal. I wish you guys could hear our fantastic producer, Jerry Pettit, go off in the tweeter world.
Well, Jerry will be on with us later this season for a second. We'll throw him on.
He has to be on for more than a second. He's just a gold mine.
He's beautiful.
Jesse, I got my girl at home. She's listening. You can't tell her these things. She's gonna show up, and now I'm gonna lose one. You can't do this to me, Jesse.
Yeah, my bad. I mean, every girl I've shown Jerry to, clearly I'm not with her anymore. So,
but I love her now. I can't have this one leave me because of Jerry. I've still done to you. I don't want that for me. You were able to go back to Cali.
Yeah, that's true. I got my opportunity to go back to California.
And you hit them.
2 seconds left to go in the ball game, and now the buzzer sounds for what might be the longest game we've ever called in our lives. 152 to 108 is the final score, and wow, what a game that was, Alvin. It seemed like it was all for naught as we come down towards the end of it. So 28 points is what Dominic Johnson ends up with. 23 for Marcus Russell. And it looks like it'll be 43 points for Aaron Richards, but they couldn't get that one to fall at all. Mike Coffey came alive in that fourth quarter, now had 17 points to end up with the ball game. Matt Richardson with 18, but a lot of guys to choose from, a lot of team basketball from the Gunners. Alvin, who is your player of the game?
Wow, so it's tough to say because there's a lot of guys who I believe played well for the Gunners, but it's just really hard because it's a team effort, and they really just utilize a wounded St. Pete Tide. So I would have to say Mercer, either Mercer or Matt Richardson, just because Matt Richardson came in. Actually, I would go Matt Richardson. That's who I would say is the player of the game, is because he did a lot for them early on, forcing a lot of turnovers, and was just dynamic. He played with a lot of heart, a lot of passion, and did a great job for them. But on the other end, man, oh man, we have to acknowledge what Aaron Richards did with 43. He got a couple steals. He played phenomenally. He played all 48 minutes. So you got to give your hats off to the Tide team and Aaron Richards and Dominic Johnson as well.
Tampa wins their first game of the season, so now they move to 1-5. That is their new record. And we have one other 1-5 team that is about to play. It's the Pride in the Gainesville Mighty Oaks. The St. Pete Tide dropped to 6-2 now on the season. It's only their second loss that they've received so far, but with 5 guys, it's pretty hard to play a full 48 minutes. So hopefully they'll have a few more their next game, and they have a tough challenge coming up in the next few weeks. They do have to play the Flight again, who are the only undefeated team so far in the FBA play. But we'll see in our next game here what we can have happen. It's the Gainesville Mighty Oaks and the Pride coming up in just a second. Stick with us. Catch us on our Facebook and our YouTube pages for the next 2 games we have coming up in just a second. The final score of this one, 152 to 108. Tampa finally gets their first win of the season.